Hey guys, here is a small video for you guys on Core Keeper. I'm just doing something small for a little bit of a filler because I'm doing this right before recording my episode of the playthrough, and like it's been already like 2 days since my last video. I just have had no chance to actually record since I was working yesterday and I went out and did something, and then the day before I was just hanging out with friends and stuff. So yeah, but there's been a small update with balance changes, I guess, and some quality of life things that I wanted to look at really quickly. It's just gonna be a small video going over this because I booted into the game and I noticed a couple things. And I'm like, is that right? I'm like, wait, there must have been an update because I saw that it had updated before I started playing it. I'm like, it's probably just like, bug fixes, but no, obviously they are still updating the game and like actively. But we have hot fixes, which is reduce the cost of repairing items. Items will also no longer cost multiple types of materials to repair. Change the required repair materials for the blowpipe and the hunter armor set. Fix an issue where save files were duplicated. I don't know what a lot of that stuff is. Fixed rendering issue for golden's plant sprites, and fixed incorrect materials gained by salvaging mold ring. Interesting. But here we go. We have the main patch, the patch notes of 0.3.3. And so we have some stuff here, and I just wanted to go over it with everybody. Materials in chests adjacent to crafting buildings can now be accessed while crafting. So I guess that means if you put a chest next to a crafting bench, you're going to be able to access the materials from the chest while you're in the crafting bench. A small icon or a small chest icon beside the required materials will indicate, or the required material will indicate if the material is available in any adjacent chests. Repairing now requires some of the item's crafting materials instead of scrap parts. The amount of materials required depends on the current durability of the item. So they've changed how repairing works. Salvaging now gives some crafting materials back instead of scrap parts. That is one of the things I noticed. And I guess it kind of makes sense. And scrap parts have been changed into a valuable that sells for a small amount of coin. Scrap parts still have a chance to drop from wooden crates and slime piles. So they've completely changed how the repairing is done. I think it's because it was too easy to do. Basically, right? You could use any of your old tools. You could get any tools that you found anywhere, and you could just turn them into scrap parts. And then you could just repair anything with scrap parts. Right? It was really easy. It was really convenient. Maybe a little bit too much so, I guess, is what they're thinking. I think here. Also, it didn't always make the most sense. I mean, if you repair a wooden fishing, or not repair, if you salvage a wooden fishing rod, then it would give you a scrap part, and like that was kind of just strange. So it'll probably just give you wood now, which is not as useful as a scrap part, but makes more sense. And it kind of feels like it's less, like, I guess, exploitable in a way. It's not really exploitable, but it's just like you can use the materials that you salvage from a wooden fishing rod to like fix anything, like a high tier weapon, right? It didn't really make the most sense. Items can now be placed on the caveling table, so that's that. We have some balancing improvements. They added mining damage stat to the orb lantern. I don't know what the orb lantern is, so no idea. Added melee damage, range damage, and mining damage stats to the caveling hood, caveling chest, and caveling pants respectively. So is that a buff to the caveling set? I don't know. Increased the mining damage of the ancient pickaxe. Overall dodge chances given by equipment and food have been slightly reduced. Was dodge chance really an issue? It's now capped at 90%. Apparently it was really an issue. So I was not aware of that. I don't actually interact with the community of this game very much, like on the Discord and stuff. So I don't actually know what is going on and what is broken. I'm just kind of doing stuff in my own, in my own game and just sticking with that. So I really have no idea, but apparently some tomfoolery has been happening. The blacksmith talent now also reduces repair costs of items and has been changed to reduce the cost by 5% instead of 6% per talent point. So it reduced something else before, and now it also reduces the repair cost of items. I don't know what that talent does, but I guess we're gonna have to see, because I'm just dumb. The ancient coin value of fishes have been adjusted. Have they been buffed or nerfed? That's kind of interesting. Hive mother eggs now always spawn at least one big larva to help the other small larvas or acid larvas to dig out of any obstacles. What does that mean? That's really weird. I don't know. I have not I can't speak. I have not fought the Hive Mother or seen the Hive Mother at all, except for the statue that you see in the core room yet. So I have no idea how that's gonna like work. They reduced the sell value of several crafted items that were overpriced, such as smelted bars. So you can't like sell bars for a ton anymore, I guess. They reduced the sell value of the crystal skull shard. I don't actually know what those are or what they're used for. Wood is no longer worth any ancient coins when being sold. I guess people were just farming wood for money, which kind of makes sense. You know, you generally tend to have like hundreds of wood pieces, and they were worth one. So, and you can farm them, right? Like you can grow wood with the root seeds, and then just, you know, let them grow for a little bit. Like the roots will spread out and give you wood, and you can just mine them up. I guess if you make giant wood farms, you can just farm the hell out of coins. So that does make sense. Fireflies no longer spawn and group up in large amounts over time. Why not? That's a little bit weird. What does this have anything to do with anything is my question. Like, what is this? Like, what is that? They added a quick stack and sort buttons to the chest inventory UI. So quick stack, huge thing. That is very nice that they added that. I don't know what the sort button is necessarily going to do, but I'm sure it is helpful for something. Enemies can no longer spawn on top of the player or very close to the player. That's not an issue that that's not something I've had any issue with on my own, but I have noticed that when I've played a couple times with friends, that happening. The hint given by the core regarding the direction of where Azios can be found has been changed to more clearly refer the direction of Azios Wilderness, as the direction is intended for the biome and not the boss. So this is to do with one of the bosses outside or after you beat the Hive Mother. And I believe you only get this sort of thing after you actually defeat Gorm and the Hive Mother and like power up the core or whatever. They made it easier to swap items in pedestals and similar buildings that can only contain one item without having to manually take out the current item first, so you can just swap an item and not have to like break it off of the thing. Added an option to disable the in-game UI. Does that mean like where it shows like E and like the map button and the tab and stuff? That's what I assume that means. Volume is no longer reduced when opening the options menu. Allow joining via Steam friends list while in the game. Previously, they had to go back to the title first to join another game. The color of ore boulders has been made easier to see on the map, such that iron ore boulders The color of ore boulders has been made easier to see on the map, such as iron ore boulders on stone ground. So you can see ore easier. Shortcut to sort player inventory now only works while inventory is open. Or wait, ore boulders? Is that what those things that you need drills are for? Let's look at these bug fixes. Added more stable solution to make sure Malugaz the Corrupted does not reset back to full health while fighting him in his throne room. That sounds interesting. Range attack speed buff from cooking teal palace fish now lasts for its intended 5 minutes. Fix an issue where the game would start behaving weird after client getting disconnected while interacting with any in-game UI. Fix the bug where cooking pot would create broken food items if cooking more than 999 cooked foods. Broken food items. Big larvas in the Hive Mother fight would sometimes not try to hit blocking walls or objects. Pushbacks not affecting enemies as it should. Fix so starting the game via Steam join friend option actually joins the game on start. Hide game ID when using controller text input in the Steam Big Picture mode. Set the correct icon for the Larva Spike Club when dropped or placed on a pedestal. Fix an issue where items would sometimes be duplicated while exiting the game. Added a new font for Thai that is easier to read. Okay, so that's for like other languages. Save files are located under the Windows User App Data folder as well as in the Steam Cloud. Great wall blocks can no longer be placed out. What does that mean? Fixed so that not all plants are animated and emitting particles when there are a lot of plants to improve performance. Okay, so that's some things that are just kind of minor and not really like super impactful for most players. But there we go. That's the 0.3.3 patch. Just wanted to go over really quick with you guys. I'm not gonna have any gameplay in this because I want to get it out like today, like the day after I've recorded this. I'll just edit it a little bit, and then I do that. Also, I just checked OBS to make sure I was actually friggin' recording because, it would be the sort of thing for me to do to just not hit the record button. Yeah, that's gonna be all. I'll probably do more other videos of the Core Keeper patches if I actually catch them when they drop. And yeah, that's just about it. Hopefully you enjoyed, learned something about the patch, because that was the whole point, is to look at the patch and figure out what the patch happens and what happens in the patch. And I can't speak, and wow, holy moly, that's not surprising at all. And yeah, I shall see you all in the next video.